So, good afternoon from Dickman Field. I'm James Poss. I'll be bringing you not home action today, as the Hünstetten STORM are hosting the Untouchables of Paderborn. It is a home game for Paderborn, and STORM are guests in their own ballpark this afternoon. That's why you see the Untouchables throwing the ball around to start the top of the first. So, batting lineup for the Storms this afternoon as the visitors. Leading off, number 18, our starting shortstop, Peter Kiefer. Batting second, number 8, Sammy Guillerme at second base. Batting third, number 66, Noah Lawrence at first base. And batting cleanup is the DH, Orlando Del Moro, number 48. So stepping into the left-handed batter's box to start off this Saturday afternoon action is our starting shortstop, Peter Kiefer. And the first pitch from Untouchables pitcher Lassie Nixendorf is a ball leading to start us off. I'll get the rest of the lineups for you once we have a break in the action. Next pitch, Kiefer is outside off the catcher's glove. So batting fifth, number 17 is Yusme Fernandez at third base. Center field is Jake Liberta, number 19. Left field, Rogelio Maldonado, number 53. Batting eighth is right field, Oliver Yoakum, number 26. And batting ninth is our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. Nixendorf's next pitch is low for ball 3. As Nixendorf delivers, catches a high outside area of the strike zone for a called strike 1 on a 3-0 count. Now the 3-1. Hit on up the middle and missed by the shortstop for a leadoff single for Petey Kiefer. So, coming to bat now is our second baseman, number 8, Sammy Guillerme. As Kiefer takes the lead off of first. First pitch catches the bottom of the inside zone for a called strike 1. And the next pitch to Guillerme is a ball, so we have a 1-1 count now. Nixendorf's next pitch, bunt is shown, and it is a bunt back to the pitcher, who fires over to second, but does not complete the double play as Guillerme is able to get up the line. So fielder's choice gets the out at second, but Guillerme is safe at first. Brings up to bat our first baseman, number 66, Noah Lawrence. Guillerme takes a 2-step lead off first. First pitch to Lawrence is low and outside for ball 1. On deck is designated hitter Del Moro. Next pitch is outside for called ball 2. Now the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and bounced. Third baseman cannot eat it up. Guillerme is in at third with a head first slide. Ball goes out of play, and the run scores. The throw from the left fielder is offline and goes out of play, which brings Sammy Garamay home. Noah Lawrence now stands on second. Storm take an early lead, 1-0. Now coming up to bat is our designated hitter, Orlando Del Moro. As Noah Lawrence is now on third, Del Moro steps into the right-handed batter's box. And the pitch from Nixendorf in there for a called strike. On deck is Jake Liberta. Oh, scratch that. Sorry, it's Josmi Fernandez. That's number 17, not number 19. Oh, Nixendorf's next pitch is inside. Doesn't hit Del Moro, though looked like it almost clipped his elbow. Swung on tapped at home for a foul. So now we have a 1-ball, 2-strike count on the designated hitter. It is a cloudy day here at Dickman Field. Not necessarily typical mid-May weather here in our area of Germany. Weather's cloudy with a very fresh wind as Del Moro swings and hits the next pitch out of play down the third base line. The at-bat stays alive. Cracks his bat on that play. Nope, never mind. He doesn't crack the bat. He just wants a different bat. And Del Moro swings at the next pitch. Ball is held onto by the catcher for a swinging strikeout. Brings up the bat our third baseman for this afternoon, number 17, Josmi Fernandez. With 2 outs and a runner at third, brings up the left-handed hitting Josmi Fernandez. And the pitch from Nixendorf swung on and chopped down the first base line, foul and out of play. As with many of the DBL clubs, we do have our student clubs as well. Our Schuler team, our under 12 team, managed by our very own Bill Dickman, seeing action already this morning. They won their 4th game in a row, 16-6. They're playing later this afternoon as well. That's a swinging strike. So it's quickly 0-2 on Fernandez. On deck is Jake Liberta. Pitches outside in the right-handed batter's box for a called ball. So it is now a 1-2 count on our third baseman. Noah Lawrence taking a little bit of a lead off of third. Pitch is high, ball 2. Now the 2-2 from Nixdorf. Swung on, chopped. Second baseman Fields throws over, and the first baseman drops the ball, but it's called out. So that's the end of the top of the first. As the visiting Storm now lead 1-0 going into the bottom of the first. So, as I said, once we had a break in the action, I would go ahead and give you all the other information we have for today's game here at Dickman Field, as the visiting Hünstetten Storm now are on the field throwing their warm-up tosses. Starting lineup for the Untouchables of Paderborn. Leading off, center fielder number 17, Emilio Goetz, followed by second baseman number 41, Nicholas Di Benedito. Batting third, and at third base, number 13, Finn Bergman. Cleanup, shortstop, number 40, Shotaro Isui. Batting fifth, right fielder, number 2, Luca Ramelman. Catcher, number 53, and forgive me for butchering the name, but Athenidatis, Georg Enadatis. Followed by designated hitter, Linus Nixdorf, number 27. First baseman is Jules Moser, number 16. Batting eighth, left fielder, Andre Yes Gonzalez, number 22. Batting ninth is Yes Gonzalez. And the starting pitcher is Lasse Nixendorf. So, defensively for the Hünstetten Storm this afternoon, Petey Kiefer at shortstop, Sammy Guillerme at second, Noah Lawrence at first, Yoshimi Fernandez at third base, Jake Liberta in center, Rogelio Maldonado in left field, Oliver Yoakum in right field, Douglas Yoakum behind the plate, and the starting pitcher is Phil Meyer. So the Storm have thrown the ball around. Their pitcher, Phil Meyer, is warm. And the Untouchables send up Emilio Goetz as their first batter of the bottom of the first inning. And the first pitch from Phil Meyer catches that outside strike zone for a called strike one. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all you who are tuning in live on YouTube. Phil Meyer's next pitch swung on and lofted into shallow right field for a leadoff single. Brings up to bat the second baseman, number 41, Nicholas Di Benedito. And on deck is the third baseman, Finn Bergman, number 13. We are aware that the easy score is not correct. We're trying to get this corrected. There seems to be some issues with easy score this afternoon on our end. We will be making the correction as needed, as Phil Meyer's pitch is a called strike to Di Benedito. So, unfortunately, the next pitch goes all the way to the backstop for a wild pitch. Sends Di Benedito to second. So the next pitch is a called strike. So after the wild pitch, it is a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strike count now on Di Benedetto. Now, hopefully the easy score is correct now as Phil Meyer gets a swinging strikeout. So the first out of the bottom of the first is a swinging strikeout. Brings up the bat the third baseman, Finn Bergman. Phil Meyer looks in to get his sign from his battery mate, Douglas Yoakum. Checking the runner at second. And it is a check swing bunt, basically. Throws over to get out number 2. Looks like Noah Lawrence thought it was out number 3, decided to start running off, but runs over, gives the ball to Phil Meyer, brings up the bat number 40, the shortstop, Shotaro Isui. And the pitch from Myers swung on and hit, and it is a ground ball to the right fielder. Splits the third and shortstop positions, bringing the runner in from third. That brings up to bat number 2, the right fielder, Luca Rommelman. As Rommelman digs into the right-handed batter's box, Usui takes a 2-step lead off first, and he's going on first movement. And he is safe as the ball, unfortunately, did not stay in the glove of Sammy Girame. So with 2 outs, runner on second, now taking another large lead. As Isui is known to do, he is always moving on the base path. Kumar takes a look. Ball is hit, caught by shortstop Petey Kiefer, throws over for out number 3. So after 1, scores tied 1-1 as the bottom of the first comes to an end. Going into the top of the second inning, scores tied. So as we go into the top of the second, and the home Untouchables of Paderborn are throwing the ball around to get warm, as it is a little fresh here this afternoon in Hünstetten. We have it's partly cloudy with 17 degrees here, but there is a chill to the wind. Coming at the in this top of the second inning for the Hünstetten Storm, it will be Jake Liberta, followed by Rogelio Maldonado, and batting third in the inning is Oliver Yoakum. And as the Untouchables are finished warming up, throwing the ball around the infield, seeing the time as number 19, our center fielder for this afternoon, Jake Liberta, is getting ready to step into the left-handed batter's box. I would like to wish my son and his baseball team good luck this afternoon, as they do have a game themselves. Like I said, we as most DBL teams do, have student teams that are affiliated with our club. First pitch from Nixdorf, skipped up to the catcher for ball one. The next pitch from Nixdorf, in there for a called strike. Time called by Liberta as he wanted to step out. But he's back in there. Play is called. And the next pitch from Nixdorf. Swung on and missed for strike two. Now the 1-2. Swung on and hit, but bounced to the first baseman, who takes it himself for out number one. That brings up to bat our right fielder, number 50, or left fielder, number 53, Rogelio Maldonado. On deck is our right fielder, number 26, Oliver Yoakum. Maldonado in the batter's box, waiting for the first offer from Nixdorf. Outside and low for ball one. And the next pitch catches the low outside corner for a called strike. So it's now a 1-1 count now on our left fielder. Catcher sets up on the outside. Ball is swung on and missed for swinging strike two. And the next pitch from Nixdorf almost hit Maldonado, as Maldonado is able to turn out of the way. 2-2 count now on our left fielder. But the next pitch does ride in and hit him squarely between the 5 and the 3. Brings up to bat our right fielder, number 26, Oliver Yoakum. Oliver Yoakum looking down at his skipper, Lionel Chatham, there at third base, getting the signs as to what he needs to do in the situation. One out, now one on. On deck is his brother, the catcher for this afternoon, Douglas Yoakum. Pitch from Nixdorf is in there for a called strike. Maldonado takes a one-step lead off first. Pitch from Nixdorf is in there for a called strike. Looks low, catching the bottom of the strike zone. Quickly 0-2 on our right fielder. And the next pitch is swung on and missed for a swinging strikeout. Brings up the bat our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. Last weekend, as the Storm traveled up to Hamburg for a two-game series, on second game was a Mother's Day game. In the top of the ninth, Douglas Yoakum hit a solo shot that cleared the wall as a little Mother's Day gift to his mother, Angie Yoakum. Sits here with 1 on, 2 out. First pitch he sees catches the outside strike zone for a called strike 1. And the next pitch from Nixdorf. Skipped up there, ball 1. Yoakum gets on base. Petey Kiefer is on deck. Now the 1-1. Swung on and hit, but it doesn't go too far past second base. The second baseman is able to get under it, make the catch for out number 3. So, after the top of the second, Storm leave a runner on base. Going now into the bottom of the second, score still tied 1-1. So as we go into the bottom of the second, Storm and Untouchables tied at 1. Phil Meyer taking his warm-up tosses on deck, or not on deck. He'll be the catcher, number 53, Georg Anthedadadadas. I apologize. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, and unfortunately the pun sticks. It is all Greek to me. After him, it will be the designated hitter, Linus Nixdorf, followed by first baseman, Jules Moser. Right-handed hitting Anas. I'm not saying this to be funny. I honestly don't know how to pronounce his name, and I apologize profusely for this. Takes first pitch as a called strike. I do enjoy seeing new names. I just wish I had a pronunciation guide. Next pitch, low, ball 1. And the 1-1. Swung on and chopped. Straight to the shortstop. Throws over. And a nice stretch by Noah Lawrence. Able to keep his foot on the bag and catch the ball for out number 1. Now coming to bat is the designated hitter, number 27, Linus Nixdorf. First pitch to Nixdorf. Catches it outside zone 4, called strike 1. And the next pitch is in there, called strike 2. Quickly an 0-2 count now on the designated hitter from the Untouchables. On deck is the first baseman, Jules Moser, number 16. Oh, nice defensive play there by the first baseman, Noah Lawrence. Shifts over, makes the catch on a chopper ground ball, and takes it back to the bag for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down brings up the first baseman for the Untouchables, Jules Moser. First pitch, catch the outside zone, called strike 1. And the next pitch, though, is low and outside for ball 1. I'm getting pronunciation help on the catcher from the Untouchables. Hopefully by the end of today's game, I'll have it for tomorrow. Now the 2-1. Ball catches that edge of the strike zone for called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second. Next pitch, ball for a full count. Now the full count. Next pitch swung on and skied high, playable behind the plate, and it is caught for out number 3. Douglas Yoakum's able to actually keep an eye on that ball. It went skied high behind home plate and caught in foul territory right in front of the Untouchables dugout. So after 2, it is still 1-1. Going into the top of the third, I do see more people showing up. It is I would go ahead and say it's a blustery day here at Dickman Field. One of the people who is not here this afternoon is Dickman Field's namesake, Bill Dickman, who is the manager, the coach of our Schuler, our under 12 team, who are currently playing just down the road a bit. They've already won their first game. I'm still waiting to hear how they're doing on their second game. So as the ball has been thrown around, coming up to bat now is number 18, Petey Kiefer. Now the pitch from Nixdorf. Inside, ball one. The 1-0 swung on and hit past the first baseman for a single into right field. With that leadoff single, brings up to bat our second baseman, number 8, Sammy Guillerme. And as I was just saying about Bill Dickman, they just got a final for their second game. They did unfortunately not win, lost 12-10, made a game of it. Now with runner at first, Sammy Guillerme up to bat. First pitch he sees, swung on and sailed. Unfortunately, the left fielder is able to track it down, make the catch, sending Petey Kiefer running back to first. So after a loud out number 1, brings up to bat our first baseman, number 66, Noah Lawrence. Oh, so before we have a pitch thrown to Noah Lawrence, we have a mound visit already. Not sure if the manager from the Untouchables noticed something in his pitcher's delivery, but conversation being made now. If we find out anything, we'll let you know. But no action in. No, I scratch that. Action has just started in their bullpen. So as the mound visit is over, coming up to bat now is our first baseman, number 66, Noah Lawrence. And first pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Ball looked like it was broke down towards the plate as Lawrence swung at that. Time called before that pitch. Petey Kiefer wasn't taking much of a lead off of first. On deck is designated hitter Del Moro for the Storm. Kiefer made a break to second. Called out, though he appeared to get there before the ball did, but can't argue, obviously. Hit and run doesn't work, so it is a double play to end the inning. Well, there is no replay here in the DBL, but that didn't look like the right call there. Made it second, but it is what it is. Now we're going into the bottom of the third inning, still tied at 1. As we're going into the bottom of the third, score knotted up 1-1. Looking back to the replay that we have access to here, it looks like the Ball just got in before the runner touched second, so tag was applied. Ball thrown over for the double play, ending the inning. Now going into the bottom of the third, it'll be left fielder Andre Yetch Gonzalez, number 22, followed by the top of the lineup, Emilio Goetz and Nicholas Di Benedito. Phil Meyer has finished with his warm-up tosses. Brings up the bat, the left fielder, Yet Gonzalez. The right-handed Yet Gonzalez is in the right-handed batter's box now. Time has been called as the first base coach for the Untouchables seemed to forget his baseball cap is not the same as a first base coach helmet. It's been corrected, and play has been called. First pitcher Meyer. Foul tip there at home plate, strike one. Meyer looks in and hits the sign. And the 0-1 is tapped through the third baseman who throws over for out number one. Brings up the bat now. Center fielder number 17, Emilio Goetz. Meyer's pitch is swung on skied high to center field, and it is caught by Jake Liberta all the way at the warning track for out number two. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up the bat the second baseman, Nicholas Di Benedito. Di Benedito takes his time getting the batter's box. Looks like he had to adjust his batting gloves just a bit. Now he's in there. Myers looks in for his sign. Pitch is in there, called strike one. His last outing, Phil Meyer actually threw 112 pitches in Hamburg. I think that might be that's at least his season high. Next pitch, swung on and tapped. Oh, unfortunate. The ball took a strange bounce before Petey Kiefer was able to get it. So it is just an infield single. Sometimes the ball can bounce your way or it can bounce not towards your glove, and that's what happened in this case. But Kiefer was able to actually keep the ball from going into shallow left. Now with 2 out, 1 on, brings up the third baseman, Finn Bergman. And first pitch, Bergman is inside ball. Sorry for my pause, but Di Benedito was halfway between first and second on that pitch and just was standing there, but quickly was able to get back before a tag could be made as Yoakum threw down to try and get the runner off bag. Next pitch catches that zone, 1-1 count. On deck is Zui. Benedito has a 1-step lead off of first. Quickly gets over as Phil Meyer actually noticed, leaning towards second. 1-0 chopped to short, who throws over. Oh, and yet another marvelous stretching catch by Noah Lawrence for out number 3. That was a difficult out number 3, but that ends the inning. We'll be going into the top of the 4th. Score is still tied 1-1. As we're going into the top of the 4th inning, score tied 1-1, there is a pitching change for the Untouchables of Paderborn. Replacing Laza Nixdorf is number 11, Florin Seidel. After his 3 innings, Nixdorf gave up 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 run. Not sure why he was pulled after 3. Maybe that was the plan by the Untouchables. But as it is, number 11, Florin Seidel, is the new pitcher. He's warmed up. He'll be facing the designated hitter, Orlando Del Moro, followed by Yusmi Fernandez and our center fielder, Jake Liberta. Now we're into the top of the 4th. Del Moro is in the batter's box. And Seidel has his pitch. The first pitch from the left-hander. Skipped up in there for a called ball 1. Next pitch doesn't catch his own. Quickly a 2-0 count. But Del Moro could not catch up to the next pitch, swinging strike 1. Next pitch is hit, but into shallow left field. Shortstop's able to run out and make the catch for out number 1. Brings up to bat our third baseman, number 17, Yusmi Fernandez. That soft pop-up, caught by the shortstop for out number 1, brings up Yusmi Fernandez. On deck is Jake Liberta. And the first pitch to Fernandez doesn't catch his own for ball 1. But that second pitch does, called strike. Oh, not a bad idea. Lay down the bunt. Unfortunately, the bunt went foul. It's 1-2 count now. With that bunt foul, Fernandez has come back, reset. It is, and the 1-2 outside, 2-2 is the count. Next pitch, low. I think it may have just skipped in. So it is a full count now. But full count doesn't matter, as the next pitch is swung on and missed for a swinging strikeout number 2. And that brings up to bat our center fielder, number 19, Jake Liberta. As our left-handed center fielder is in the batter's box, first pitch he sees from a left-hander, swinging strike 1. And the next pitch is swung on a miss, so it's quickly 0-2 on our center fielder. And the 0-2 swung on, foul down the right field line, the first base line. Liberta stays alive in that bat. I want to say hi to everyone who is tuning in to us on YouTube. I do want to remind you, please keep the conversation and chat civil as Liberta swings and misses for out number 3, ending the top of the 4th inning. Score is still tied after top of the 4th, going into the bottom of the 4th now. Score tied 1-1. As we go into the bottom of the 4th inning, Phil Meyer having his warm-up tosses now. It will be Shota Zui, Luke Raman, and George, and please forgive me, Anthanazi Adis. I'll have to say that much faster next time. And again, I've been asked to remind everyone from our chief engineer that this is a moderated chat, so please keep it civil. Everyone's friendly in chat. Banter's good. Disrespect is not. So, coming up to bat now is the shortstop for the Untouchables of Paderborn, number 40, Shota Zui. As Zui is in the right-handed batter's box, Meyer has his sign, and the first pitch of the bottom of the 4th is in there for a called strike. I do see the sun is trying to come out, though the clouds keep coming in as well. Meyer has his next pitch. Looked like Zui was going to lay down the bunt, a running bunt, but was able to get the bat out of the way before the ball got there. Call is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike now. On deck is Rommelman. Ball is tapped foul down third base line. As Zui is walking back to collect his bat and get back into the box for the next pitch. 1 ball, 2 strike count now to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Now the 1-2. Low. Ball 2. Those of you who tuned in last time we had a home game 2 weeks ago, you might notice all the yellow flowers from the Raps field are gone as Zooey strikes out to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Coming up to bat now is Finn Bergman. Oh, apologies, Luca Rommelman. Though the yellow, the Raps field's slowly fading away, the wheat field behind us is growing. So if any ball gets launched behind home plate and fouling out of play, might not be caught by any of the kids here. The kids might get lost in the wheat field. Now the pitch from Meyer. Swung on and vacuumed up by the third baseman who throws over. Caught and toe kept on the bag by Noah Lawrence. 2 up, 2 down. Coming to bat now is the catcher, George Athanasiadis. As I'm getting applause from my colleagues here in the press box. And the pitch swung on, skied high, and caught by the center fielder, Jake Liberta, for out number 3. A quick, efficient bottom of the 4th inning for Storm. Keeps runners off the base. Now going into the top of the 5th inning, score still tied 1-1. So going into the top of the 5th inning, score still tied 1-1. Ball is being thrown around by the Untouchables. Coming at the bat now for the Storm, number 53, Rogelio Maldonado. After Maldonado, Storm will send up Oliver Yoakum and Douglas Yoakum, our 1-2-3 for this top of the 5th inning. And the first pitch swung on and missed. Rogelio gets Wood on the ball for the next pitch. Taps it to the shortstop who throws over for out number 1. Now that brings up our right fielder, number 26, Oliver Yoakum. And the pitch to Yoakum does catch the bottom outside zone, called strike. Next pitch swung on, not able to catch up to the fastball. Quickly 0-2 now on our right fielder. Oliver holds up on the next pitch, which is low. 1-2 is the count. Outside, ball 2. On deck is his brother, Douglas Yoakum. Now the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. From an 0-2 to a full count. Let's see if patience pays off for our right fielder. Swung on and hit, foul, and into said wheat field I talked about just a few minutes earlier. Let's see if little one goes and finds that one, because it's now disappeared into the knee-high wheat. Now, patience pays off for the right fielder. Yoakum's able to draw a walk. Coming up to bat is his brother, Douglas Yoakum. On deck is Petey Kiefer. One out, one on for the catcher. Yoakum swings at that first pitch. Strike 1. As I see a big kid slowly looking for the ball. See if he finds it. Next pitch catches the zone for a called strike 2. So just like his brother, it is an 0-2 count. As Oliver takes a lead and he's off and running. Swung on and hit. Tap to third. The hit and run was successful. Sends over the runner from first. So Douglas Yoakum is out number 2. But his brother Oliver Yoakum now sitting at second base. Petey Kiefer now up to bat with a teammate there on second. Yoakum has his lead off of second. The pitch to Kiefer in there for a called strike. Next pitch, reached out for, got wood on it. Unfortunately, it's called by the third baseman on the fly for out number 3. Storm got a runner to second, but not able to bring him home. Going into the bottom of the 5th, score still tied, 1-1. So here over the stadium PA system, some Eurovision being played. Phil Meyer taking his warm-up tosses. Meyer sitting at 37 pitches on the afternoon. A very efficient pitch count for Phil Meyer today. He will be facing Linus Nixdorf, Jules Moser, and Andre Yetz Gonzalez from the Untouchables. In the top of the 5th, there looked like some action in the Untouchables bullpen, but no one is there now. Maybe someone's just getting loosened up after they made the drive down to Dickman Field this morning. After a long drive, it's always good to stretch and not sit down. I can see several of them working out, as it were. So, the ball is being thrown around the infield. Coming at the bat now for the Untouchables, their designated hitter, number 27, Linus Nixdorf. One pitch, and the ball is hit for a single up the middle. Ball was misplayed on the throw in, but the runner wasn't running. One pitch is a single, brings up the bat now the first baseman, Jules Moser. I am aware now the issue with the easy score on our YouTube stream. It's not updating. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Meyer's first pitch is hit and skied. Unfortunately, bounces off the dugout roof of the Hünstetten STORM. It is a strike, as that is a foul ball from Jules Moser. On deck is Andre Yetz Gonzalez. Meyer looks back the runner at first, who doesn't have a lead. And the pitch outside, ball 1. 1-1 count. Now on the first baseman. Now the 1-1 outside, ball 2. Meyer looking in at Yoakum for the sign. Checks the runner at first. Now the 2-1 pitch. Bunt is shown. Bunt is laid down, but foul. Ball just happens to bounce foul before third baseman's able to get a glove on it. Now the 2-2 count on the first baseman from Paderborn. Play is resumed. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, skied high, but out of play. At bat stays alive. And once again, the 2-2 pitch from Meyer. Low, couldn't get the batter to swing at that low in the strike zone. We have a full count now on the first baseman from the Untouchables. Once again, runner at first, not taking a lead. Swung on and fouled down the third base line. Meyer has a fresh ball now. And that foul ball has been retrieved. Three-two, swung on, hit down the third base line, and out of play. Phil Meyer has a fresh ball once again. Runner at first taking a very small lead. 3-2 once again. Doesn't catch the inside, walks him. Now it's two. Now it is 2 on and no out for the left fielder, number 22, Andre Yetch Gonzalez. Yetch Gonzalez is now in the right-handed batter's box with 2 teammates on. Meyer looking at the runner at second, who's not going anywhere. Bunt is shown, but he bunted directly into home plate and foul for strike 1. Yoakum is giving signs to the infield as to what they should do defensively on this. With 2 on, no out, and bunt was attempted. Let's see if he does it again. Meyer steps off the mound, and he's back. On deck is Emilio Goetz. Tried to catch the runner sleeping, but he's able to get back. He wasn't that far off the bag, but it was close there at second. Not close enough for out to be applied. Bunt laid down again. Meyer able to barehand and field it. Throw over for out number 1, but it does get the runners over, so the sac bunt was successful. 1 out now, runners at second and third. Up to bat now is the center fielder, Emilio Goetz. The intentional walk has been issued for Goetz. Brings up the bat the second baseman, Nicholas DiBenedetto. With 1 out, now bases are loaded, means there's a force out at every base. Now DiBenedetto is making a slow walk to the batter's box as he's getting his gloves on. Wasn't ready to come up to bat as he wasn't expecting the intentional walk to be issued. As DiBenedetto steps into the right-handed batter's box and play is said by the home plate umpire. I see Bill Dickman has made an appearance here. First pitch from Phil Meyer is low, ball 1. Meyer set. That's a little check swing, slow roller. Lobbed over to first baseman for out number 2 as the runner comes across from third. Untouchables take the lead. That was a check swing, sacrifice check swing as it were. No chance at home plate. 2 outs, runners at second and third now. Brings up the third baseman, number 13, Finn Bergman. Nice pitch in there for a called strike. The 0-1 hit foul and out of play directly to the bullpen catcher for the Storm, who threw it back into the field. 0-2 count on Bergman. Meyer now taking his time. Looking in, has his sign. The runner not taking much of a lead from third. Dancing like he's going to run. And a swinging strike three throw down to end the bottom of the fifth inning. So it's a strikeout, throw down to seal the third out. Runner does come across, so the Untouchables break the tie. Going into the top of the sixth, Untouchables 2, Storm 1. As we're going into the top of the sixth inning, Untouchables lead 2-1. Florian Seidel having his warm-up tosses. He will face Sammy Guillerme, Noah Lawrence, and Orlando Del Moro. As I see action in the Storm bullpen. So our warm-up tosses are over. Coming up to bat for the Storm, our second baseman, number 8, Sammy Guillerme. First pitch swinging, hits it to the shortstop, who's able to get a glove on it. Throws over for a quick out, number 1. Now that brings up to bat our first baseman, number 66, Noah Lawrence. First pitch to Lawrence, low and inside for ball 1. Next pitch does get the zone. It's 1-1 count now with 1 out. Low ball 2. Next pitch is low, doesn't catch the zone. It is another ball. Swung on. And slow roller to first. Pitcher runs over, makes the barehanded toss catch, or the catch of the toss from the first baseman for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Storm. Brings up the bat the designated hitter, number 48, Orlando Del Moro. So regardless of what the Storm do in this inning, it looks like Phil Meyer's day is over. As I do see Phil walking around now. Not sure who the next pitcher will be. I'll let you know who that is once we see it. Del Moro taps it. Caught by the grounder is caught by the second baseman. Throws over for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. Quick inning. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning, Untouchables 2, Storm 1. So going into the bottom of the sixth, Storm down 2-1. New pitcher coming in for the Storm. New pitcher for this 2025 DBL season is number 99, Jose Pimentel. Pimentel pitched for the Storm last season. He has been away. He's now back with the Storm, and we're happy to have him back. He's taking his warm-up tosses as he comes in for relief of Phil Meyer, who leaves the game. 58 pitches, only has 2 runs against him. So Phil Meyer's day ends at 58 pitches, 2 runs given up, and 4 hits. Nice afternoon. Let's see if Jose Pimentel can actually lock it down and the Storm can come back and score some runs in the next half inning. So the first batter that Pimentel will face is a shortstop, number 40, Shotaro Izui. Pimentel's first pitch, low, ball 1. As I was saying, Pimentel pitched for Storm last season, been away. He's now back with us, and we're happy to have him. Next pitch is a ball. We have a 2-1 count. 3-1 count now. As the sun is coming out, that's nice to see. Ball catches the zone. Unfortunately, the next pitch from Pimentel, basically it's a hit by pitch walk, as it would have been ball 4 anyway. Izui's on first base, brings up the bat number 2, Luca Rallman. And the first pitch to Rallman, low, doesn't catch the zone, ball 1. Izui wasn't running on that play, but he did show that he thought about it. He is running on the next pitch. And once again, he gets the stolen base as the ball isn't caught cleanly by second baseman Sammy Girame. Nothing against him, just the ball got there about the same time as the runner, so wasn't able to get a clean catch and tag. 1-1 count, runner now at second. Pimentel looks back the runner, who doesn't move. Swung on and hit directly into the net behind home plate. Strike 2. As Pimentel has his sign looking back the runner, and the runner tries to go. It's too bad. There was no one covering second. It would have been a quick pickoff, but he ran back holding his head, expecting to get hit in the back of the head, which is not funny, but the way he did it was quite comical. Next pitch is low, doesn't get the zone, ball 2. Never want to see a player get injured, no matter if it's your team or not. Sometimes to avoid getting injured, players will do something funny, but it's only funny after the fact. But he does take off running this time. Ball is skied high to center field. Caught by the center fielder, and Izui had to scramble back. Not sure if that was intended to, as they say, deke the runner, as Sammy Guillerme fell to the ground. Ball skips off of either his glove or his body into the glove of shortstop Petey Kiefer, but he keeps the base runner there at second. So that's the first out of the inning. Comes up to bat now is their catcher, George Anthedasiadis. Step off. Sends the runner at second back. As the clouds are back, I see the sun is going away. Runner going again. Throw down to third. He's in there, avoids the tag. One out. Runner now at third. That was a ball. On deck is Linus Nixendorf, the designated hitter. Next pitch is low and outside, ball 2. Next pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. And the sun is back. Those in attendance are quite happy for that, as in the shadow it's not that nice, but in the sun it's quite warm. Next pitch is fouled out of play into the wheat field. Pretty deep into the wheat field, actually. I don't think anyone's going to run after that one. Pimentel has a fresh ball and a 2-2 count. Unfortunately, the ball is skipped up in there, and the runner at third comes across. It's now 3-1 Untouchables, as Izui will run every time he gets on base, and that's exactly what he did, and he has come across now. It is a full count. After that wild pitch, we do have a full count on Nasiadis, who takes a walk as the ball doesn't catch the zone. With 1 out, 1 on, one's already come home. It does bring up the designated hitter, Linus Nixendorf. On deck is Jules Moser, as Nixendorf is getting into the box. First pitch from Pimentel is swung on and missed, strike 1. Runner not taking much of a lead. Next pitch swung on and hit over a leaping Petey Kiefer. Unfortunately, could not get a glove on it. Fielded by center fielder, who throws it in back to the infield, keeps the runner from advancing from second. With 1 out, we now have 2 on, as Asinasiadis is able to get a single to left field. Brings up the bat now. Moser is up to bat now. That was Nixendorf on the single. Swung on and chopped to the second baseman. Throws the short. Over to first for the inning double play. Double play ends the inning. Unfortunately, runner has come across. Untouchables have extended that lead 3-1 now as we go into the top of the 7th. Untouchables 3, Storm 1. Now, as the Untouchables are taking the field, throw the warm-up tosses, going into the top of the 7th inning. They've extended their lead now 3-1 over the Storm. Storm will send up third baseman Yosmi Fernandez, followed by Jake Liberta and left fielder Rogelio Maldonado, the 1-2-3 for the top of the 7th inning. As the sun is back out again, Zeidel is throwing his warm-up tosses. No action in either bullpen. Now that the warm-up tosses are over, Storm first base coach Guillen Rizzo is jogging over to his position. Coming at the bat now, leading us off in the top of the 7th inning is number 17, our third baseman, Yosmi Fernandez. And first pitch swinging, taps it foul. Want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you who are tuning in on YouTube. Do see a few of you are still here. Next pitch is a ball, so it's a 1-1 count. Next pitch from Seidel is swung on and hit into shallow center field and caught for out number 1. That fly out brings up the bat our center fielder, number 19, Jake Liberta. First pitch, Liberta skipped for ball 1. Looks like it hit and skipped off of home plate into the catcher's mitt. Next pitch outside, ball 2. Time called. Oh, next pitch inside, ball 3. Wasn't a time, it was just Liberta readjusting himself. 3-0. Does get that 3-0 zone for a called strike. Now the 3-1. Swung on and hit right down the right field line. Liberta has to stay at first on a loud single as the right fielder was able to vacuum it up and get it back in quickly. So the 1-out single brings up the bat Rogelio Maldonado. As Rogelio Maldonado steps into the batter's box, on deck is Oliver Yoakum. Seidel's pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Liberta not taking much of a lead off of first. Liberta now has a 1-step lead. Next pitch is skied high and caught in foul territory by the first baseman. Just stayed in the ballpark. Nope. Out number 2 is recorded. Brings up the bat Oliver Yoakum. Rogelio Maldonado skied that ball pretty high right behind first base. First baseman was able to catch it right before it went out of play. First pitch to Yoakum is a called strike. Next pitch is a little golf hit caught by Petey Kiefer. Sends the runner back to first. Apologies if there's any problems with the audio. We had a little audio difficulty here in booth, but everything should be back to normal as our chief engineers come in and scared the computer back into working. She has the magic touch. That's why she is the chief. And the mother of the two Yokums that are on the field at the moment. Pimentel's pitch is high for ball to Di Benedito as Goats got out in that at bat. Next pitch inside doesn't hit the jersey of Di Benedito. Two-0 count now on the second baseman. Unfortunate. Yoakum tried to get the runner out on a pickoff throw down to first, but as the runner was diving back in, dived into Noah Lawrence at first, which effectively kept him from fielding the ball cleanly, which went up the right field foul line, letting the runner advance to second. Next pitch is a ball four walk. It was a four-pitch walk. Comes up to bat now, number 13, Finn Bergman. Bergman now bats with two teammates on. First pitch from Pimentel skipped up there for a ball. Next pitch is skied high and caught by Jake Liberta. And that's how the bottom of the seventh ends. Out number 3 recorded on a fly out to center. Takes us to the top of the 8th. Storm down 3-1. Going into the top of the 8th inning, Storm down by 2. There is action in the Untouchables bullpen, which isn't much of a surprise as the pitcher Seidel came in relief
He's pitched 4 innings, currently sitting at 48 pitches. He'll face in this top of the 8th our catcher Douglas Yoakum, followed by Petey Kiefer and Sammy Guillerme. 1, 2, 3 for this top of the 8th. Not sure who is warming up in the Untouchables bullpen. Seidel's first pitch to Yoakum doesn't catch the zone. Ball 1. Next pitch, low and inside, ball 2, as the sun comes out from behind the clouds. Next pitch, chopped, tapped directly back to the pitcher. Doesn't have to go far, moves a couple steps to his right, fields the ball, throws over for out number 1. Brings up the bat now, shortstop, number 18, Petey Kiefer. Lefty versus lefty. First pitch inside, ball 1 on deck, Sammy Guillerme. Next pitch inside, ball 2. Now the 2-0. Bunt shown, but able to bring the bat back as it is very low for ball 3. Low and outside, ball 3 is the call. Let's see if he has the 3-0 strike zone. Doesn't need it. In there directly over the heart of the plate. Good pitch. 3-1. Next pitch, Petey Kiefer skies it high, and it drops as, wow! Where did he come from? Petey Kiefer is able to get to second as the second baseman comes out of nowhere, tries to make a catch. Dives, rolls, misses the ball. Actually, sorry, no, that's shortstop Shotaro Uzui trying to make the highlight catch, and it would have been had he caught it. I'm happy to see he's not injured on that dive and roll. Petey Kiefer on a shallow left field double. You don't hear that too often. Brings up the bat. Sammy Guillerme. On deck is Noah Lawrence. That first pitch is in there for a called strike on the outside of the strike zone. Next pitch, a little golf foul ball out of play into the wheat field. Deep into the wheat field as a ball comes to a rest. And I do see a little one wanting to go running out there, getting permission to go into the wheat. Hopefully she comes back. Sammy Guillerme expands the strike zone by reaching for a pitch. Doesn't make contact, unfortunately. And that is a strikeout for out number 2. Brings up the bat our first baseman, Noah Lawrence. 2 out, runner at second for Lawrence. Seidel looks back the runner twice. Lawrence, first pitch swinging, and it is a ground ball to shortstop, throws over for out number 3. Storm's able to get a runner to second. Unfortunately, he's stranded there. Going into the bottom of the 8th, still down 3-1. Going into the bottom of the 8th inning, Storm down 3-1. Jose Pimentel taking his warm-up tosses. Untouchables will send up to bat Shota Uzui, Lucas Rommelman, and catcher Athanasiadis. Uzui is the one who made that tumbling attempted catch. Good to see that he is staying in there. He's not injured on that dive. I've seen players actually not be able to get up on their own after making a dive like that, so I'm happy to see no injuries. Warm-up tosses are finished. Now, coming up to bat for the Untouchables here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Shotaro Uzui. Shows bunt, but pulls it back and Pimentel doesn't get the call. It is a ball. It looked like it broke the zone, but I think the batter showing bunt kind of hid where the location was. Next pitch is swung on and hit, but thankfully deep down the third base line and out of play. It was a long, loud foul ball for strike one. Now the 1-1 to Uzui. Bunt shown again. Low. It's a ball. He's able to get the bat, pull the bat back as it is a running bunt. Time is called by the batter. Next pitch tapped foul down third base line. 2-2 count on the shortstop from the Untouchables. As I see action in the Untouchables bullpen, looks like Luca Kloppenberg is warming up. The 2-2 is skipped up to catcher for ball 3. Zui now has a full count now. Swings at the next pitch, and Oliver Yoakum's able to run it down on the fly for out number 1. Nice job keeping Uzui off the base path for this bottom of the 8th inning. Brings up to bat number 2, Luca Rommelman. In the pitch from Pimentel, skied high, deep to left field, and that is gone. That is a deep home run from the right fielder of the Untouchables. It is now a 4-1 game. The Untouchables now extend their lead. After that home run brings up catcher George Athanasiadis. First pitch low, ball 1. Pimentel's next pitch, doesn't catch the top of the zone. Ball 2. Next pitch is ball 3. Looks like Pimentel is having difficulty finding the strike zone. It is a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Linus Nixdorf. Nixdorf looking down at his skipper at third base, getting the signs. Runner goes. Unfortunately, slides in underneath the tag. Runner was going on movement from the pitcher. Time called by the batter as he steps out. Next pitch called ball once again. As I said, looks like Pimentel is not able to find the strike zone. That pitch was up and inside. It was actually a ball. Oh, on a 3-0, gets that called strike. Runner at second, now taking his lead. Next pitch is foul tip down third base line. What was a 3-0 count is now a full count. Weak tapper to third, gobbled up. Throw over for out number 1 as the quick look back keeps the runner at second. And after that out, brings up the bat the first baseman, Jules Moser. And first pitch swinging, gobbled up by the second baseman, Noah Lawrence is not able to field the ball cleanly, and the run from second is able to come across as he did not stop the entire time. So the Untouchables have put up a crooked number here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as the throw to Noah Lawrence was not fielded cleanly, rolled away from him just far enough so the runner didn't stop at third and kept coming around, and his throw was not able to get there in time for the tag. Throw over to first, trying to get the runner. Ball is misplayed. Gets away just briefly, enough for the runner to advance to second on the errant throw. With 2 outs, another untouchable is back at second. Ball is skipped up to catcher Douglas Jokum, who thought he lost it, but it actually was still at his feet. One ball, one strike is the count now. on Andre Yetz Gonzalez. Gets Wood on the bat, Wood on the ball, skies it. Caught by Oliver Yoakum for out number 3. Unfortunately, damage is done as 2 more Untouchables cross the plate. We're going it. So apologies for audio issues. Not sure what's going on, but we are back now. So going into the top of the 9th inning, Storm down 5-1, and it looks like new pitcher for the Untouchables is Luca Kloppenberg, who I did point out was warming up in the Untouchables bullpen. So he'll come in to close out the game. He will be facing Orlando Del Moro, Yusmi Fernandez, and Jake Liberta. First 3 Storm batters of the 9th inning. Luca Kloppenberg, number 44, big right-hander for the Untouchables of Paderborn, is warmed up. As I said, he will be facing the 4-5-6 batters for the Hünstetten Storm. First up is our designated hitter, number 48, Orlando Del Moro. First pitch, Del Moro is in there for called strike 1. Del Moro swings and fouls the next pitch to the backstop. Quickly 0-2. Foul ball has been retrieved. Kloppenberg looks in, has his sign. And the 0-2, head high. Thankfully, Del Moro doesn't get hit in the helmet. Now a 1-2 count. 1-2 check swing. And first base umpire says, yes, he did go around. It is a swinging strikeout for out number 1 here in the top of the 9th. Brings up to bat our third baseman, number 17, Yosmi Fernandez. Regardless of the outcome of the game, we do have another game tomorrow. First pitch is at 1 o'clock here from Dickman Field as the Untouchables of Paderborn will face the Hünstetten STORM, game 2 of the weekend series. Once again, the Untouchables of Paderborn are the home team as we here in Hünstetten are playing host to them. Kloppenberg's pitch was a little bit high and outside. Doesn't get away from the catcher. It looks like his cleat may have caught. Not quite sure what happened there. It is 2-0 count. That next pitch directly in there for a called strike. On deck, just Jake Liberta. And the 2-1 pitch is skipped up to the catcher. Now a 3-1 count on Storm's third baseman. Swung on and chopped past the diving second baseman for a 1-out single. With that 1-out single, brings up to bat our center fielder, number 19, Jake Liberta. On deck is Rogelio Maldonado. First pitch to Jake Liberta, catches the outside top corner of the strike zone for a called strike one. Kloppenberg's next pitch is golfed right up the middle. Misplayed by the center fielder. And Jake Liberta is safe at third. Yosmi Fernandez scores all the way from first on a ball driven directly up the middle. Misplayed by the untouchable center fielder. Brings up to bat now Rogelio Maldonado. Maldonado batting with a runner in scoring position and only 1 out. The untouchable lead is now 5-2 rather. 5-3 is actually at bat. Rogelio Maldonado, number 53. First pitch swinging, skies it high. Is it deep enough to score the run? Liberta does not test the arm of the right fielder. Catcher George Athanasiadis was there, played it cleanly, so it was a good idea from Liberta not to run. Now at the bat is number 26, our right fielder, Oliver Yoakum. Liberta takes a couple-step lead off of third. Kloppenberg's pitch. Catches zone, called strike one. On deck is our catcher, Douglas Yoakum. Kloppenberg's next pitch doesn't catch the zone, actually, on that is a called ball. Some chirping coming from the Untouchables dugout on that call. No, they should be happy with that call as it was a low called strike. So it is now a 1-2 count. Not going to get that call. It is on the dirt for ball two. Kloppenberg looks in, gets his sign. 2-2 swung on and missed. And that's the ball game, folks. That's not the way we wanted to end it, but As it is, final from Dickman Field, Untouchables of Paderborn 5, Hünstetten STORM 2. Again, join us tomorrow here at Dickman Field or live on YouTube. 1 o'clock, first pitch, as we'll play Game 2 of the weekend 2-game series here at Dickman Field. So once again, final, Hünstetten STORM 2, Untouchables of Paderborn 5. I've been James Passo. I thank you for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good Saturday afternoon, everyone. Bye for now.